is going on, my friends? Long time no see. Welcome in to the penultimate Friday edition of our NBA Best Ball live stream series here. Preseason, about 10 days left. Guess 11 days, right? Tip off on the 22nd. Appreciate you tuning in, stopping by once again. Had a ranks update go in this morning. There's Jeff first. Again, back to back. Jeff, the first one in here on Wednesday as well. We got our little makeup stream. Just did a quick draft on Wednesday. Went double big. Went Wemby Chet with the first two picks. Turned out okay. Wasn't bad. Go ahead and drop the ranks into chat. Of course, top 200 ranks for Underdog NBA Best Ball contests. Free. Always free. At FTN Fantasy. Got a little update in there this morning. Guys like Shaedon Sharpe dropped precipitously. Guys like Mark Williams, we're waiting on an update today. Hoping we're going to get that. And of course, as always, we are getting some NFL news here. NFL news for my favorite team, Russell Wilson, will probably be active for Week 6. Jaylen Warren to be listed questionable. So just a couple minutes in here now. We'll go ahead and jump into our first draft of the day. Going to do probably just two here today. A couple meetings on the schedule this afternoon. Just waiting for two here. But off the top, and we'll mention this throughout the stream here today, 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going on with my buddy Mike Zakarian. Also, Mike Weisberg, who, hangs out in our chats. We'll get a couple Zooms here. Weisberg's been stopping by a ton this preseason. So Mike, and myself over on Mike Zakarian's, I believe it's called Elite Fantasy Hoops now is his channel. But you can go over to my Twitter, at KawhiSenbergDFS. Got the 4 pick here. Hey, UNC made it at the 6. Crazy. But yeah, if you want more live streams, draft content, you don't have to wait long. 5 p.m. Eastern over there on Mike's channel. You can find that link, reposted that about 10 minutes ago over on my Twitter at KawhiSenbergDFS. Jeff says, just in watch mode again for this one, but I'll hop in the one next week. I'm enjoying these soft off-stream rooms too much right now. Yeah, dude, I got in a couple last night. I want to say fourth quarter or later of that Thursday night football game. Some very strong teams I was able to construct there. Okay, yeah, and then Jeremy, right? Jeremy at 7. So we've got Chris and Jeremy going back to back, and then just one pick between myself and Chris. Wemby goes first. We're off and running here. Oh, and Maddie. Well, what are you, 11th? Maddie Harrison at the turn there with the 12th pick. And Hugo missed it. We're going to do a second one here today, Hugo. So if you're able to hang around, please do so. Always enjoy drafting with my DFW brethren up there. We're getting close, y'all. I mean, 10, 11 days away from opening night. DraftKings posted their opening night contests. They had another nice finish in the preseason DFS over there on DraftKings last night as well. A little second place. If I would have stayed on Dalton Connect and not swapped down, I think it was down, maybe up. Went from Connect to Trey Mann. And I would have passed Jake if I just stayed home on Connect. But we'll take the second place finish. Not complaining on a single bullet. Certainly not complaining. So we've got a second place and a 7th place through the first week of the preseason DFS. Back at that tonight. Of course, you can join FTN Fantasy. You can get access to all of our Discord channels, all of our Discord servers. Where, if you were hanging out, you would have seen that LaMelo Ball was ruled out after lock yesterday. 21% owned. Not after lock, but after the slate locked before his game. Still edge to be had in preseason DFS, but prize pools really, really poor this year. I get it for Mondays and Tuesdays, right, with football, or Mondays and Thursdays rather. But the prize pool from Monday got smaller for Tuesday, Wednesday. That stunk. UNC barely made it, but he's here. I usually count on you, Chris. I feel like a lot of time, right? You'll give me the heads up in the Discord in the morning. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. It's a busy day. And then sure enough, draft order pops up. Usually one or two. Scotty is sub 10. Been nice about it up to this point, but you better come correct with next week's ranks. Who would you put him above? Hugo. I can't believe we're getting into a Scotty Barnes discussion again. Same time last season, we were going back and forth about him. Over Sabonis. I'm fine with that. I think I'd still rather grab the elite big in Sabonis there, because I feel like where I can grab Sabonis, right, usually at the 9, that I can grab a, probably not Scotty or Paolo, but like KD or Braun on the other side and still get a wing, an elite wing. So yeah, Chris go Tatum at 6. Jeremy went Embiid at 7. At the turn, Maddie grabbed Scotty Barnes and Trae Young. And now we're coming back around this way. Jeremy on the clock. Already got Embiid on the team. He grabs KD, 18 overall. That's pretty good. Gotta like that start. Then Siakam goes to Chris. Tatum, Siakam start. That might be the Tatum Siakam and Embiid Siakam start might be my most rostered 1-2 punch. Just based off, right, where you land in the random number generator there for draft order, but I will gladly take JB here. See if one of these centers comes back around. All right. And you take him over Anthony Davis. Okay. I guess that makes some sense, right? If you're taking over Sabonis, why wouldn't you take him over the Brow as well? Jeff says, speaking of DFS, I've implemented that mentality in my last draft. Went Scotty and reached up a few picks for Şengün to give myself a low-owned unique combo. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. Especially, again, if you're trying to get 150. So much usage, yeah. Who's going to pull from Scotty on that squad? IQ, RJ Barrett. Probably the only two, right? I mean, if Bruce Brown gets healthy and plays. So we see out of the 2 spot, Extradite grabbed Jokic and Chet with their first 2 picks. I understand the issue with the bigs. Positional stuff matters, but the promise of his production is too sweet for me to pass up. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Again, that's putting him 2 spots higher than I have him. I'm fine with that. I would just personally rather grab one of those premier bigs. Just 8 spot did that same mentality. AD Spider is unique start. Didn't really kill EV. Grab another LaMelo here. Luka, Jaylen Brown, the Melo Ball start. Feel pretty good about that. I did notice that Zion's ADP has started to trickle back up or trickle lower in a sense, right? People were taking him earlier compared to the last 2 times we convened. And I think that the field behaving as they should. We talked about it multiple times already. Like Zion in the late 3rd, early 4th round is just sick value. See Matt in here. Good luck. Good luck. Let's make this a nice second place since I'm not in it. I'd take a second place in this tourney. 2 egregious spots. You and I, Hugo, we are closer on Scotty this year than we were last year, right? I want to say we were like 10 spots apart last year. Where you were taking him, I want to say like early third, and I kind of had him late third, early fourth. One of us was right about that, and it wasn't me. After I took LaMelo, Harden off the board, Chris takes Jalen Johnson, so 3 wings start. I do not hate that at all. Jeremy grabs DeMar DeRozan to pair with Kevin Durant on the wing. And Jonathan Taylor's ruled out. Can't believe I'm playing Trey Sermon in a league 2 weeks in a row. Maddie up on the clock here, 3-4 turns. Got Scotty Barnes and Trae Young already. He grabs Dame with his first pick. Jeff says, my team last night was Scotty, Şengün, Zion started. I figured let's get funky, do something a little different, but not too crazy. Yeah, and I don't hate that, right? Because the Zion you're grabbing there, you said you were at the 8. So Zion at 3-8. Pretty great. 32nd overall. I mean, you can get him there in almost every draft right now. Thoughts on Herb Jones playing the 5? If you're in the FTN Discords, you saw my thoughts on that yesterday. For those who may have missed that, Shams was on McAfee, I think, yesterday, and talking about how Herb Jones is going to be the de facto 5 for the Pelicans to start the season. And my thoughts are, to put it nicely, it's very silly, Willie Green, and I'll believe it when I see it. I think Shams even said something. Most people would look at it and say Zion's the 5, and that's not the case. Like, no, man, that is the case. Until Herb is guarding the opposing team centers, let's see how Herb does and how long he stays on a Jokic, an Embiid, a Wemby, right? Good luck, a Şengün. Good luck. It's one of the thinnest smoke screens, preseason smoke screens I've ever seen. And we're back up on the clock here. Gladly take a Franz Wagner share here. I don't have a ton of them, but at 45, we'll take that. We start Luka LaMelo, Jaylen Brown, Franz Wagner. Strong for guards and wings, but we're going to have to figure out this big position as we go. Coming back around before I took Franz, we had Lauri Markkanen at 37 to Maddie. He's also got the 2-2-0 start. Very strong beginning to his guard and wing positions there. Jeremy grabbed Kyrie as his first guard, so Embiid, Durant, DeRozan, and Kyrie. Very strong. Same with Chris, Tatum, Siakam, Jalen Johnson, DeJounte Murray. It's like we've done this a time or two, fellas. Let's see. Okay, NFL talk. Possible James Cook doesn't go and Ray Davis, Ty Johnson gets some reps. Might consider that. Yeah, for sure. I already have Sermon on that particular team. I want to say, because I'm down to only 6 season-long teams this year, which is low for me over the last 10-plus years. Usually I'm like 8 to 10 season-long teams. Pretty sure I only have 1 JT team, and that's where I do have Sermon. And then that team has lost Cup and Rice and George Pickens' mind. And now Jordan Mason last night. Hopefully he's not out too long. All right, we're back on the clock here. It might be time for Jaren Jackson. I also love me some Josh Giddey, but with Luka and LaMelo in tow, I feel like the pick here is either Kuminga or Triple J. And Triple J is hurt too. So we're going to push the big off one more round at least and take Kuminga at 52nd overall. Quite a run of wings there. 7 of the last 8 picks. 10 last night. What was 10 last night? Oh, 10 spot. Gotcha. Sorry, Jeff. 8 into New Orleans, just a matter of time. Yeah, I mean, and what's the package? Like, they still got a number of picks, right? That they've got from, like, the Drew trade and a couple others, right? They sent at least one to Atlanta. But, like, are you sending... Who else are you sending back? Not that they're short on assets, but, like, who are the Blazers going to take on? I don't know. Just positionally, though, I completely agree with you. They need at least one big. Some help there in the middle. If Herb is guarding the 5s, we target New Orleans opposing bigs every slate. Yep. I don't buy it. Zion 5 on D. Herb might play the 5. Yeah, so I guess that's what I'm getting at, right, Matt? So we're in lockstep there. Like, you're playing the position that you can guard, and I just don't think Herb can consistently guard opposing centers, right? Especially if you've got aspirations to be in the top 6 of the West. Like, that's not going to work. I'm sorry. 5 spot with a suspect start in terms of roster construction. I agree, no wings yet for the 5 spot. But I also wouldn't attribute it to Malice yet, where we're going to get rebooted here. I did get one. I think it may have been one we did on stream, because I know Chris messaged me about it the other day. It was like, did you get booted out of this, or did you get refunded for this one too? When I looked at that roster that got refunded, and yeah, not the actual players. You said that. But yeah, looking at that roster that got refunded, it was like I had some of those guys that I feel like I have a little bit too much of at this point, right? The Mark Williams, the Chris Middleton. All those guys were on that roster, so I was fine with it. Shed a share of each of those guys. Again, like we talked about on Wednesday, though, and I think it was Jeff, you and I were going back and forth about Mark Williams and how, like, he's probably become a value now, absent a negative update. And I don't do a quick Twitter search. I don't think we have any sort of official update from the team. I feel like we would have seen that, right? But oh, on deck here. Over here running my mouth. Really hope this guy doesn't pick up a third big here, because I would love to get Miles Turner in the fold. We'll take that and run. I love this start. Let's see. I would have put the squeeze on the 5 spot and take Kuminga. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily exactly what I was thinking. I feel like I think about putting the squeeze on people when it's like, I know you guys in here and I know where you guys are at. Like, way more petty when it's somebody I know. Why did it reboot? It had to be something, Hugo, where, like, somebody had like, we've had drafts, right, where we see one, and Jeff is usually our eyes for this, where it's like, you know, somebody takes... We saw Russ Westbrook in one draft go in, like, the 3rd round. Something like that, right? Where somebody just drafts completely, you know, backups in the first 6 rounds and, you know, bad roster construction, not taking a big until the 11th or 12th. Which, again, like, you can do, but Seems like they kind of just like quality control some of these for like major outliers where there could be any like whiff of collusion in there. It's my best guess. Maybe if you guys know like more about that. Coming back up here. Another guy I would love to get my hands on. And there he goes. Really would have liked that Darius Garland right there. I don't have hardly any RJ Barrett, but also got that shoulder injury right now, missing the entire preseason. I also don't have a lot of Kobe White, and so that's going to be the pick here since we passed up on Giddey earlier. And I have so much Giddey already. It was Jeremy that did grab Giddey. So after I took Kuminga, Chris went IQ. Jeremy got Giddey at 55. You like both of those picks? Kind of right. Kind of right at ADP there. Matty grabbed Bane. That's kind of like we've got a couple guys, right? We've got UNC. Like Modest is the brand, right? Matty, I feel like Desmond Bane is the guy I think I've seen you draft the most, maybe between him and Donovan Clingan. So you grabbed Bane and Duran, and then coming back around, Jeremy grabbed Jamal Murray, and UNC got Vooch. It's a decent way past ADP, I think, for Vooch. And I think Matty was a little bit of a reach in terms of ADP, not in terms of like my opinion on the player or the pick. But reached up a little bit for Duran, and then Vooch fell a little bit. After I grabbed Kobe White, Chris comes back around with D'Lo, RJ at 79 to Jeremy. I mean, it's getting to be pretty good value when you're getting right around 80th for RJ, even with the injury. So Chris with the 3-3-1 build so far. Same with me, 3-3-1. Jeremy with the 4-2-1. And Matty, of course, in the hole here for his 7th rounder, 3-2-1 build so far. Jeff says, shocked UD is still canceling drafts. I've been in some rooms where there's clear suspect activity in the draft days. Yeah, is there a reporting function where like somebody who's in the draft room reports it and like that's how they look at it? I don't know. I've never, had to dive too deep into that. Matty goes double wing here, OG and Middleton. You talk about brand picks. I'm the Pope of the Church of Middleton over here. Matt says, yeah, it's weird. I have some ludicrous drafts they haven't canceled. I'm betting it's more IP related or something. Yeah, you might be right. Modest season. Pretty good showing by Modest the other night, yeah? Off the bench. And what do we got tonight? I threw in a placeholder last night on the DFS side. And we're up to 5K to first tonight, but only 15K prize pool. Prize structure's terrible. No Modest on tonight's slate, huh? Oh, and we probably have a late slate too. Central time, 2 6s, 2 9s, and a 9:30. Has anyone been playing any EuroLeague? I have not yet this season. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play it at all this season. Oh, we are on deck here. Jeremy grabbed John Collins. There's another brand pick. Zubac. 91. I would have considered him there. Vassell, Simons, Pajemski, Osser, Trace Jackson Davis. The top 5 guards and wings in my ranks here. I'm pretty confident that Devin Vassell comes back shortly after November 1st. So I am going to take him here at 93rd overall. But Pajemski, You know, Simons is solid there. Pajemski is somebody I'm trying to get more of over the last couple weeks. Close eye on Pajemski versus Melton versus Heald for that starting 2 spot in Golden State. Although I guess, right, you should also have an eye on TJD versus Draymond, who's going to be the 5. Because you could maybe slot in 2 of those 3 that I originally mentioned if you go smaller with Draymond at the 5. Coming back around here after I took Vassell, Rozier, Simons. I could think about Yusuf Nurkic here. I should say I am thinking about Yusuf Nurkic. If Pajemski makes it back, I could like that. Oscar Thompson. Did I miss something on Oscar Thompson? Right, just not cleared yet, bringing him along slowly from the blood clots. There he goes. But there's no expectation that he's going to miss regular season games, right? They're still just kind of ramping him up over the next week and a half. Maddie's in here. Maddie's a Detroit guy. I've got Kuminga already. No problem pairing him with Trace Jackson Davis here on the wing, if it comes to that. And no problem grabbing Brandon Pajemski either. But positionally, with Luke already in the fold, right, and LaMelo up there, kind of double elite guard. There goes Pajemski, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm between Trace and Nurkic here. But we know that the wings continue to thin out, and a lot of these bigs are somewhat interchangeable to me, so it is going to be another TJD chair. You've got 2 Warriors on the wings. Jaylen Brown, Franz Wagner, Jonathan Kuminga, Trace Jackson Davis. Let's open up the board here. Over halfway through our first draft of the day. Again, we will do a second draft here today, so if you missed out on the first one, hang out. If you got time, we'll jump in the second one. Nick Chubb ruled out. That was expected, right? But he did return to practice this week. Aha, UNC. Modest Puzelis, 102. I did, I forgot to tell you this, Chris, but I did in one of those drafts last night where it was a softer room, kind of like what Jeff's been talking about. I got a modest share. And I reached a little bit from what my ranking is. I think I got him at like 116 or 117 overall. Here, let me catch up. Middleton falling too. I took my 108 in an off-stream room. If half the room wasn't in this chat, Middleton. Yeah, I agree. Had a draft where Keontae George went 4th overall. 2 teams went 10-2-4. I reported and it didn't get canceled. I don't know what's going on there then. Like what their criteria is. Or if it's just like, does the intern have some free time today? I don't know. Can we stop talking about Modest? I'm about to be up. Well, 10 spot doing everyone in the room a favor and reaching ahead of ADP for Porzingis. I saw that. And that's their 3rd big. All right, 4th big. Just Julius Randle and Miles Bridges on the wing. That's probably the most suspect, right? Like, the 5 spot's 3-3-3 so far. Not saying I like the actual picks that they've made, but Maddie grabbing Nurkic and J-Val in the turn there, so I imagine he's probably done with bigs. Unless, of course, Donovan Clingan is available at the 15-16 turn. Been doing some Prize Picks EuroLeague slips, doing well enough. Nice. Well, share some of that love with me in the Discord, dude. Been doing pretty well with the WNBA picks. I think we hit, it was like 6 in a row, and then the other night went 2 and 4. I want to say it was Monday that I last dropped picks into that channel. We had, no, it was Tuesday, right? Because it was WNBA and NBA. So Jeremy went Josh Hart in the 9th, Bradley Beal in the 10th. UNC, of course, got Modest Bazelis, and then Jaden Ivey in the 10th. We're on deck here. So again, right, I've got Derek Lively available. I've got Naz Reid available, Jakob Pertl. And Mark Williams, right, that ADP has fallen to 144. He's dropped a lot in my ranks, but he's still 126. Sohan goes off the board. I grab Naz Reid. I don't have a ton of Naz Reid. And, like, I also think the Naz Reid bump, like, we're probably at the point already, ADP 111. We're probably at the point already where, like, kind of the ceiling. Because, Cat is gone. And swapping Cat out for Randall, I don't think hurts Naz Reid. But I don't know if it helps him as much as the field has reacted to the trade. But I'd be interested to hear some of your guys' thoughts on Naz. Because I think we're all kind of not, or most of us are Naz fans in here. It's hard to not be a fan of Naz Reid, but then he says, okay, nice. Oster needs clearance from the league and the PA before he fully can participate, reporting that he's healthy, but only one-on-one drills and individual workouts. Huh. Interesting. Is there anything, I'm probably not, because I feel like you would have included that. But is there any sort of timeline, like, right? Do they expect to get clearance from the league and the PA before the season? Yeah, we could use the Google machine right here, but I want my Detroit guy to tell me his thoughts. I assume that's Modest related. Suspect roster construction and suspect picks becoming a lot more common lately. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Mo. Mo's back. Had a draft the other day where I didn't draft a wing till the 8th round and ended with 9 total. Is there a path to build like that being viable? Oh, I'm on the clock. Hold on one sec, brother. 442. You could grab Pertl. Get a Bogdan share. Also Dante. Go Bogdan here. Do not have a ton of him. But again, he should start over Dyson, I would think. Dyson got the nod at the 2 the other night. All right, so Mo said, yeah, ended with 9 total. I don't think so. You just have to have a lot of luck with your wings after that point, right? Because you got to start 2 every scoring period. Right, so if you're not taking a wing till the 8th round, like, let's just use this draft board as an example, Mo. So even if we're saying a Jeremy Grant, a Jaime Jaquez, an OG Anunoby, who were all taken in the 7th round of this draft, let's say they fall to the 8th. Are any of those 3 guys, or Chris Middleton, PJ Washington, John Collins, like, you're going to have to rely on one of those guys, maybe 2. You could grab one in the 9th. And then also, right, your Herb Jones, Modest, Trey Murphy, Trace Jackson Davis, Osser. It just seems pretty damn near impossible to me to be able to concoct a depth chart of wings from the 8th round and on that will compete with, that will get you to the top 2 in a league. I just think you'd have to have a lot more, like, luck than skill in that instance, in terms of, like, oh, I can select 9 wings between the 8th and the 16th round and beat out everybody else who had a 7-round head start. Again, like, for me, leaving the first 5 rounds without any wings it feels like to me you're drawing dead. I have not left a single draft without at least one wing in tow through 5 rounds. It was a good question. Maddie said, Pistons coaches have sounded a little frustrated when discussing Osser not being cleared yet. Seems like the nature of the illness needs more due diligence for health and safety concerns. That's fair. Okay, so here we go. Mohad, Middleton, John Collins, Trey Murphy, Cam Johnson were the top 4. Right, so like, I'm not saying you can't with that, right? Because you probably have some sick guards and bigs, right? And you're not like, that depth chart of wings may not end up being the worst depth chart of wings, or like you could compete and get on top of the field or like half the field on a semi-regular basis. But I feel like in every draft, there's going to be 2, 3, 4, maybe even more teams that their wing depth is just so much better than yours on a week-to-week basis that it's just going to be really tough to win, to get, right? Like you got to get top 2 in your league to even get to the final round. But if you're right, Mo, like if you're drafting 50, 100, 150 teams and maxing this tournament, right? Like experimenting like that, I don't hate it, but that is not a roster construction that I would put into practice frequently, if at all. That's not something I'm doing this preseason. Jeff said, I advanced a team with 1 wing in the first 6 rounds last year, made up for it with volume and upside late. Everyone reached for wings, and I just took the best player on the board. That's fair. Yeah, and maybe, right, like maybe 5, maybe that's too strict. Because if we even like look in this draft, Tobias Harris, Michael Porter Jr., Keegan Murray, Amin Thompson, Danny Avdija, those guys were all in the 6th round. So if you blast 4 or 5 wings between round 6 and 11, you could probably pick up the pieces. Tried to get lucky at second wing, lucky at both wings is tried to get lucky at second wing, lucky at both wings is too thin. I agree with that. We're on deck here again. Chris went Walker Kessler and Ben Mathurin. Jeremy grabbed Alex Sarr and Clint Capella. Taylor Hendricks, Bilal Coulibaly for Maddie. Oh, look at that. Jakob Poeltl might still be available. And there he goes. I think, Jeff, I don't know if you've been watching that 5 spot. I think that is an auto drafter as well. Honestly, I think I can pass on taking Williams here because, like, Williams, Brolo, Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford. Did I take Lively? No, I took Nas. It's Clowney season, my friends. Got that in under the wire. I do think, with how good I feel about my guards and wings, this is probably going to be a 4 big build. We'll see how it shakes out down the stretch here. Got 4 more picks. Definitely going to go big here unless something crazy happens. Hugo said, you'd be better off going all wings in your first 3 rounds, really. 100% agreed. If I'm going to go to one end of the extreme or the other on the wing position, it is loading up early. Guards are deep enough that you can make it work, in your opinion. We're in lockstep. Anybody got any fun sports plans for the weekend? Maybe some college football action, tailgating. Maybe you're going to an NFL game. Me being the heathen that I am, I'm going to watch soccer on Saturday night. U.S. national team. Pochettino's debut as the head coach of the men's national team. Right in my neck of the woods, here in Austin. Go see that tomorrow night. Playing Panama. I don't know if Coco Carrasquilla got called up or not. I assume he did. Hate that guy. Of course, Mark Williams goes right before me. I don't have a ton of Gafford, right? I've talked about how I'm very much on Lively over Gafford even before it was announced that he was going to be most likely coming off the bench. Gafford, that is. But we'll take him at pick 148. And that pretty much seals in, right? I've got one starting big in Miles Turner. Then I've got Nas Reed and Daniel Gafford, who are both projected to come off the bench. So definitely going to be a 4 big build here. But I don't hate it. Both Nas and Gafford, right? Very, very high upside type of guys. If they get an expanded rule due to injury or anything else during the season. Let's pull up the board here. Keep an eye on everything. So, I can, in between these picks, I can start running my mouth. 5 spot isn't auto drafting. He passed on Tobias, who was the top player on the board for Keegan Murray. Okay. I mean, he could be autoing with his own rankings, right? I think he could be. Mo said, my thinking was I just need 2 out of 9 wings to average 37 plus weekly with how good my other positions are. It's the first time I've done a build and definitely not something I would do frequently. Sure. And again, like experiencing with almost anything, if you're drafting a ton of teams, I'm fine with, which is unlikely. But if Middleton is a stud, then for the other wing smash, it's possible. It's possible. I tell you what, if Middleton is a stud, then I'm winning this bitch. Chris grabs Brandon Clark. I like that. He looked like Brandon Clark in that first game, right? He got held out last night. Which, like, if that lingers, knee soreness, right, then you're a little worried. But I just thought that was precautionary in terms of his DNP last night. And good God, man, the Grizzlies, right? Like, Ja tweaks his ankle. Jaren Jackson, hamstring, right? Vince Williams, stress fracture. G.G. Jackson broke his foot. I want to see a healthy Memphis. From a basketball fan perspective, Spurs fan perspective, they can all go down. Trying to make this play in this year, baby. Jeremy Graham, DeAndre Hunter. Double guard for Maddie at the turn. Karis LeVert. KPJ. I really like the KPJ pick where we can get him. It's not like I have him ranked, way higher, but out of all these guys, like Kevin Porter Jr. is a better fantasy asset than Norm Powell, than Buddy Hield, than Shaden Sharp even. Karis LeVert. Alonzo Ball pick. Still interesting. 9 spot. Just huffing the hopium here with Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball back to back. Jeremy grabs Slow-Mo. Chris grabs Jovic. Definitely don't want to grab Draymond here. Brooke Lopez is probably next up on ADP, right? Okay, but he's got 4 bigs, so he can't take a big. So I will grab Brolo here gladly. And then we'll add another guard and wing on our way out. I love this team. Coming to the end of round 14 here. I'm thinking about watching these games in this professional football league. You check the NFL. I'm talking about going to the games, Hugo. PTSD from Brandon Cook. Oh, did you? He says, I like both LeVert and KPJ as guys that play behind starters with injury histories who can pop off when they get extra minutes. Yeah, agreed. All right, Karis LeVert. If you get any sort of injuries to that Cleveland starting lineup, which over the last 2 years happens fairly frequently, right? Oh, Ron Holland at 166. I thought I could get him at 172. Ron Holland has, over the last month, just shot up the exposures for me. I think he's in my top 10 now. Smart, Nembhard, Ware, Draymond. Now I'm on deck here. Caruso, Brogdon, Bub. We're gonna have some fun with that last wing pick. We'll grab another guard here. Actually, maybe go 5-7-4 here with Luka and LaMelo on the team. I think that might be the move. Corey Kispert gets me less than excited. You can put it that way. I don't have a ton of Dalton Connect. We'll take a Connect share. Can mix it up with these 15th and 16th round guys. Connects look good. It's one thing to do it in Summer League, right? But once you get to these preseason games, again, not everybody's going 100%, but these look good. Kind of feel like Trae Young could smash expectations, so much usage. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Quick sidebar. Anyone else completely baffled by how prominent Sal Vetri has become in the fantasy football world? I don't even remember. Where did I first see him? Was he with Osimo? I don't know. He always just struck me as one of those guys that like busts his ass and kind of knows how to like game the algorithm, so to speak, like not in a negative way, just knows how to play the game in that sense to get eyes on his content. I don't know. There's a very like kind of tight circle in terms of the fantasy football content that I take in. Like obviously a lot of it is from my FTN colleagues. Got a pretty damn good team here. But yeah, like, but why do you say that, Hugo? Like, what has he just invaded your algorithm or something? Chris grabs Bub. Jeremy grabs Harrison Barnes, who is now my boy. Oh, Maddie. Maddie had to be eyeing that Klingon at 180. TJ McConnell. Yep. Pacers are going to be so fun to watch. Again this year, right? Again. And Dillingham. We had some extended Dilly conversation on Wednesday. 4 blocks, 2 steals for Ware in the preseason game. He can absolutely smash it. We guess. Yeah, I'm with you. I got a lot of it's Khalil Ware, right? Is the pronunciation Khalil? I caught myself plenty of times saying Khalil. I think it's Khalil. Dalton Connect looks like he's going to have Malik Monk roll for the Lakers, score off the bench. I agree. I think he'll come up short of Malik Monk type of results, but again, for 15th round, I'll take the shot. All right, we're on deck here. Jeremy closes it out with Grant Williams. Chris goes DeAnthony Melton, and I'm on deck here. You guys know I love Jalen Wilson in the last round. Might be the pick. I've got Clowney in the fold. Any other guys that I haven't? Kobe Brown, huh? It's funny to look at who's picking up ADPs. It is going to be Jalen Wilson. We'll go 5-7-4. But look at this shit. 189.8. People are drafting Bronny James, like drafting him 16th round. Once you get under that 190, and look at the news. Look at the news blurb. Expected to play mostly in G League. 2 months ago. We've all known that, right? But it's just funny to me. And we'll do a quick review here, then we'll jump into our second draft. Fontecchio, Race O'Neal. I've said this a couple times already, but I'm a big fan of the team I just drafted. If you tune in frequently here, you know that I don't say that about every team I draft, but I do like the way this played out from the 4 spot. Let's take a look. 5-7-4 build. In the backcourt, Luka, LaMelo, Kobe White, Devin Vassell, Bogdan Bogdanovic. As long as Vassell comes back early, mid-November, feeling great about that. On the wing, Jaylen Brown, Franz Wagner, Kuminga, Trace Jackson Davis, Clowney, Connect, and Jalen Wilson. Then 4 bigs, of course, Turner, Naz Reid, Daniel Gafford, and Brolo. Checking out some of our buddies. Chris, drafting out of the 6th spot. On the wing, Jason Tatum, Pascal Siakam, Jalen Johnson, Modest Buzelis, of course. You can pencil that in for Chris. Brandon Clark, Nikola Jovic. In the backcourt, DeJounte, IQ, D'Lo, Jaden Ivey, Ben Mathurin, Bob Carrington, DeAnthony Melton, and at big, Walker Kessler, Nikola Vucevic, and Ivica Zubac. Jeremy started with Joel Embiid. Also got Alex Sarr and Clint Capella in the middle. On the wing, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Slow-Mo, Harrison Barnes, Grant Williams. So closed with 4 wings. And then his backcourt, Kyrie, Josh Giddey, Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, Josh Hart, and Bradley Beal. I like that team, Jeremy. Maddie, on the turn, started with Scotty Barnes. Also in the wing, Markkanen, OG, Chris Middleton, Taylor Hendricks, Bilal Coulibaly. Guards, Trae Young, Dame Lillard, Desmond Bane, Karis LeVert, KPJ, TJ McConnell, Dillingham, and then centers Duran, Nurkic, and J-Val. I like that team as well. Again, it's like you guys have done this before. We'll go ahead and load this second one up. Let's jump in there. Waiting for 9, so plenty of space, my friends. I really should hit the head before I start these streams. But give me a second while we're waiting to fill up. And we're filling up fast here, 11 days till the season. I will be right back. Take a leak, and then we'll jump into the second draft. All right, we're back. Just waiting on 4 here. This is going to be a tough room, my friends. I'm getting the feeling. Let's catch up on the chat here. Been running my mouth the last 10 minutes or so. Busted his butt. Oh, yeah, Sal. Never especially good at what he provided. I don't think I watched enough of him like back in the day or recently to know, but yeah. Romans 10-4. It's a new name. Welcome in. What do you think about AD and LeBron stack at pick 9? I'm not against it. Especially if LeBron is kind of the last available wing, right? You go AD as your hero big there in the first round. And then LeBron's kind of right, like KD and Scotty and Paolo, maybe even Siakam are gone. I'm not against it. Not something I'm actively targeting, though. He's all over from X to Yahoo. Yahoo. Huh. So he's working for Yahoo. That'll grow your footprint for sure. I love Rick Carlisle so much. When he has shit defense, he knows how to juice up an offense. Ain't that the truth? UNC says he just won the 100K. No need for future drafts. Evan Ingram questionable. I need that mofo to play. Our buddy Tyreek just showed up in the FTN Discord for the first time in a while. Maybe we can get him over here on the live stream. Mo says, is Jared Allen, Mark Williams, Draymond, Klingon good enough at center? I think good enough is a perfect way to put it. I'm not looking at that depth chart and saying, oh, you're winning the league. But I think that's enough to get it done, right? If your guards and wings come through. Your guards and wings should be pretty strong if Jared Allen's your first pick. Next draft, about to go to lunch with the boss, but can at least get it going. Yeah. Are you in, Hugo? Okay, he's in. Nice. Robot sex music. Did Eddie take over your account? Ben, I got to get in way more of these contests if people are actively drafting Bronny. Yeah, I mean, it's the last round, but, like, you can still get guys with actual upside who could actually help your team. Especially in those playoff rounds, like when some of these teams start tanking, right? That's why, like, you see Noah Clowney being drafted around like 145 now, right? Jalen Wilson in the 180s, consistently going. Other teams that should be tanking, right? Your Portland guys. So Delano Banton's still holding, I think, right around 190 at this point. We're filled here. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm 9 spot. Hugo at the 8, Maddie at the 7. Nick in here at the 6. I think his extradite person got the 2 back-to-back drafts. Osama 12. Interesting name there. There's somebody on the other side of me, aren't there? Tyreek. Are you in here? Get in the chat, Tyreek. Might not be able to, but look at this shit, man. So we've got Kanik at 6. We've got Maddie at 7. We've got Hugo at 8. I'm at 9. Tyreek at 10. Chris at 11. Jeremy at 12. This is going to be a bloodbath, my friends. There he is. Tyreek Lamar. Tyreek Lamar. I never knew your middle name, Tyreek, but I like it. Also, like, how many Lamar Miller jokes did you ever get in your life during his career? I don't know. Good to see you, my friend. Did I wash my hands? Of course. But I wash my hands and then I pet Wimpy. So, he's a dirty dog. I think he came out like week 4 of NFL season a few years back. Don't watch as much Sal. Don't watch Sal as much now. I don't miss the days we had to wait 1 hour for one person to join. That was like just over a month ago, right? We did a 3-hour stream and we only did 2 drafts. Mo, are you the 4 spot here? IUBBX 5 banners. I want to say I remember that being your... Oh, at the 5. You said at the 5. Oh, dummy. Hefty. Okay. So it's 8 straight of us. We got 16 straight picks of people in the chat right now. This is going to be rough, my friends. Looks like I'm about to put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Perfect spot for the gym. Absolutely. Right on the turn there. 10 spot is going to have to go off brand and take someone other than that 76er center with his first pick. Yeah, I'm going to leave him Sabonis. I think I'm going Anthony Davis here. Hugo does indeed put His money where his mouth is. Take Scotty Barnes at 8. Rest of this, pretty much chalk, at least relative to ADP, right? So Chris on the clock here. I could spend the entire draft just commentating on our picks here. 8 of 12, and all 8 in a row. It's wild. Also, UNC. How do you not have any badge yet? That doesn't make any sense to me. Were you like, you drafted last year, dude, right? I could have sworn we were drafting last year. Paolo, Jalen Brunson. All right. You know what? Let's do it. Lakers team. Who was it that was asking me that? Who is it? Where is it? Where is it? Romans 10:4. I just did it for the first time, just for you. What if I told you all 4 of my kids have the middle name Lamar as well? Okay, so I don't mean to laugh. It is funny, but like, is just your preference, or like, is that a family thing, generation over generation? I love that, especially like for those of you that you know, I guess are new to me or DFS in general or what have you. Like Tyreek, we go back now, what, just really over the internet, but like 10 years now. I feel like I've known you for at least 3 children being birthed. Mo at the 5. Maddie. So many chances to steal Buzelis. Yeah. If anything, let's all come together and make sure that Chris doesn't get him. One at SGA, exposure, like UNC start from upside perspective. Yeah, so UNC, Trey, and Paolo. Paolo at 14 is nice. Jeremy went double guard, Ant and Tyrese. Tyreek, of course, Sabonis and Jalen Brunson. I went double Lakers with the Brow and Braun. And Hugo, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam start. Strong. Maddie went double big. Embiid, Şengün. Durant goes 19 to Kinnick. So like Tatum, Durant start. That's also extremely strong. Somebody's going to get Chet here at a pretty good value. It could be the one spot. They grabbed LaMelo and Jalen Johnson, so that's still a strong start, but Chet on the board at 26. Remind me what the is that a Gatorade logo on the 4 spot? The headbands are what you win one of the daily contests. Also, Luka Ja Chet start is just sick. The fact that we let one of the non-members of the live stream start Luka Ja Chet, we can do better. Kinnick goes with Harden at 30 overall. Mo went with Bam, so we're into our 3rd and 4th round stretch here. 16 straight picks of folks that are in the chat. Oh, we've got another one here. Slot. I got back-to-back number 2s. Love Jokic, but love a double wing start. Okay, hold on. Let me make this pick. Then I want to look at this. Because Slot, I haven't seen you in here before. At least showing your face before. Letting us know what your username is. God, DeMar DeRozan just... I'm going to do this. Suck it, Tyreek. I go Tyrese Maxey at 33. Towns goes to Tyreek at 34. All right, so Slot. So your extra dice. We were talking about your roster last draft. Also, Jokic, Booker, Curry. Very strong. Chris goes DeMar DeRozan. Now we've got Jeremy coming around the turn. He goes 3 guard to start. And then Paul George. I was going to say, I would want a wing there. You got one. All right, so Slot is in here. Good to see you. Welcome in. So we've got 9 of the 12 people in this draft are on stream right now. Jeff says he has an AD LeBron team too. Yeah, so is Romans 10:4 earlier was asking about that? You're not the only one. You know what it is. We'll grab Kawhi at 40. Hugo grabs Cade. So let's take a look here. So we're through 4 rounds, or coming through 4 rounds. Jeremy's got Ant, Tyrese, Dame, and PG-13. Strong. Chris as well. Opposite direction. 1-3-0. Trae Young, Paolo, DeMar, Miles Bridges. Tyrese got 2 bigs, Sabonis and Cat. Then Jalen Brunson in the backcourt, Lauri Markkanen on the wing. I've got Tyrese Maxey, LeBron and Kawhi on the wing, and Anthony Davis in the middle. Hugo's got Scotty and Pascal Siakam on the wing. Zion in the middle. Like that pick. Cade at 41. Maddie went Embiid, Şengün to start. Julius Randle and DeJounte Murray. Excuse me. Could it connect? Tatum and KD. James Harden. And Evan Mobley. And then we've got Mo. Just took Franz Wagner. Pairs him with Jaylen Brown on the wing. SGA at pick 5 and Bam in the 3rd round. Also a strong start. Who did we leave? Freaking 4 spot's going to get like a Jimmy Butler or something here. Oh, brutal. Got to be a decade at this point. Yeah, man, like if not, it's like getting very close, right? I was talking earlier about the DK preseason contest last night, and like finishing second to Jake, I'll take it, but how many times over the last decade has that happened, right? That bastard. Hugo said, sorry, but tags question mark following the number 4 invites some questions. Yeah, Jimmy Butler to that 4 spot. That's a hell of a team to start. Slap grabs McCall Bridges with it as his first wing. So Jokic, Booker, Steph, Bridges. Very strong start there. Headbands are 10 plus NBA basketball drafts. Oh, so I could get a headband technically? Which could wear, like, the more drafts you do, the bigger the headband you get. Derek White style. This is an uncomfortably sharp draft room. This is why I sit these out. Yeah. I'm going to have to fire up a ton of drafts tonight. Fiance's going out of town. Wemby's going with her. I wonder if I can draft while also playing. I just got FIFA 25. I've been waiting to rip into that. You can see Tariq, you really needed Cat there with Sabonis. Come on, I need a share of Cat. Yeah, this is Snipe City. Hey, Weisberg. Coming in late. What up? What's going on, man? Guys, again, I talked about this at the top of the stream, but just a reminder, if you want more draft content today, over on Mike Zakarian's Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, I'll be over there with Zakarian. I'll be over there with Weisberg. 5 p.m. Eastern. We do at least one draft, I think. We're good for one at least over there. But again, it is a Friday of live stream drafts. You already have a headband. Just go to your icon settings if you want to. Okay. We might even do 2. You know, I'm a fan of doing 2 drafts in a row. One's like not enough. The drafts, like I think we did 1 stream, right, where we did 3. By the end of that 3rd one, I was, all right, appreciate you, Maddie, leaving me a little Desmond Bain chair here. Once we got to the end of that 3rd draft, I was ready to shut down the stream. Mo said Boehner's start should be illegal. Yeah, man. Luka, Ja, Chet, Jimmy Buckets, Brandon Miller. How could we let this happen? All right, so coming back around in the 5th round, slot grab Kuzma, Mo grab Kuminga, like that. Kinnick goes IQ. Then Van Vliet to Maddie, Jamal Murray to Hugo. I took Desmond Bain. Jalen Green goes to Tyreek. Cam Thomas to Chris. Jeremy on the turn. Now 3-3-0, so rounded that first 6 rounds out nicely with 2 wings, Tobias Harris, MPJ. I'm on the clock. Just need to get back in there. We'll do a little Triple J. A low-grade strain. Get him in there. 2 Grizz early on, but Maxey, Bain, LeBron, Kawhi, Brow, Triple J. Not bad for having all you D-gens around me in here. Kobe White to Chris right before me. Same with Denny Avdia to Tyreek. Jarrett Allen to Hugo right after me. So he pairs Jarrett Allen with Zion in his front court. Jabari Smith goes to Maddie. His second wing next to Julius Randle. Maddie, I feel like I don't think I've seen you do the 2 big build in the first 2 rounds. How are you feeling about it through 6 now? Vooch to Kinnick. Mo grabs Gobert. And then we've got Slot in the hole here for his 6th round pick. My first Van Vliet share in 60 drafts. Trying to diversify. Sorry, Desmond. Yeah, it's that time of draft season, right? Oh, dude, and I've got like 80 drafts still to start. If you're jumping in slow drafts at all this weekend, you're probably going to be drafted with me. I'm in Thompson, too. If you are IUBBX5 banners and you're in the chat, show yourself. You can get this draft refunded just because your team is too good. Wu-Tang Financial. That's a classic. I wonder where the generational gap ends with Chappelle's Show references. I feel like the answer is just only going to make us all feel old. Typically not one to start so balanced because I love early value, but this might be my most balanced draft yet. Balanced in terms of positionality. Hugo? Yeah, 2-2-2. I think Fred is a nice play here. Incredibly happy I'm not in this room. Yeah, dude. 9 of us in here. And then the roster that I like the best isn't even one of us here. On the clock right now. Jordan Poole. I don't hate it. Right? It's going to be the point guard, at least to start the year. Hard to do the 2 bigs, but I'm always picking 10th. Yeah, that's a good point. You got to be a little bit earlier for that. Dude, that tweet you tagged me in the 2 days ago, yesterday, whenever, I think it was Wednesday night maybe. So we were talking on Wednesday stream about how Maddie just gets the 10 every single time, similar to how UNC knows somebody at both DK and Underdog and always gets the top 2 picks. But I woke up and in my Twitter notifications, Maddie with a screenshot of him at the 10th spot again. All right, so slot grabbed Garland and Levine. I love the Garland pick. Mo grabbed Derek White. Kinnick grabbed Keegan Murray. Austin Reeves to Maddie. Hugo's on the clock, and I'm on deck here. Both of us here, 2-2-2. Hugo, me, and Tyreek. Then UNC and Jeremy both 3-3-0. Oh, bastard. I probably shouldn't have taken Middleton anyways, but the all old wings. LeBron, Kawhi, Chris Middleton would have been a heck of a start. We'll grab an RJ share here. Right? Like what? Shoulder missing. Unclear if he'll be available. We'll still take him here at 81. I need some wing help coming around here. We'll see. You guys leave me a wing or two. Chappelle Show is there, but there isn't one for Wu-Tang. Wu is for the children. Yeah, that's true. Manny Harrison, like the Embiid Şengün unique build, but this is probably not the room to do it. Too many sharp people, not a lot of value. That's probably a good point by Jeff there, right? Most of Jaylen Brown and Derek White together, fine. Yeah, absolutely. The further you go down a draft, especially if they're not the same position, it doesn't really stop me taking teammates all that often if they're not the same position. I probably would have taken a Vassell there. It's going to be Jaime here. Although Hero is also a little tantalizing. Just getting Miami shares right. One of those top 4 teams in terms of playoff schedules. I'm going to answer a text or two real quick. Apologies for the silence. All right, apologies for the silence. Let's check in on what happened as I was head down in the phone. Big run of guards here. So I took Jaquez, then D'Lo, Hero, Simons, McCollum, Scoot, Josh Hart. 6 in a row. Hugo got D'Lo, Hero went to Matty, Simons to Kinnick. Mo grabbed Hefty. Mo grabbed McCollum. Slot grabs John Collins in 95th. Check back in on the chat here. Hated taking Chris there, but wanted to stick it to me. Sometimes that's the best reason to draft somebody. Fun bit of Weisberg lore. I worked for 6 months as an intern at the talent agency that repped Chappelle at the Pete. Background on how Charlie Murphy ended up on the show is pretty funny. Well, share it. Took that exceptional value. Text or sext. I wish it was the latter. No. It's the bros group chat. I'm going to throw some darts later tonight. Have a couple Millers. Getting big into the darts lately. I'm terrible at it. But it's fun. It's also just fantastic weather right now in Central Texas. Hugo, you probably know something about that up there in Dallas this time of year, right? Once that sun goes down, Low 70s, high 60s. Perfect. And we're back onto our run here. Mo starts it off with Colin Sexton. Mike Gesicki not listed on the injury report for week 6. Okay. Oh, Kinnick takes Trace Jackson Davis. I was hoping. Trey Murphy to Maddie. Now Hugo on the clock. I'm on deck. Hugo goes Bradley Beal. You guys got 4 wings. He's got 2. Go Keontae George here. See where you guys leave me. He got hurt last night, right? What happened to Keontae? I feel like that was precautionary. Keontae George. Keontae George. Grandma shares positive update. Let's see what Granny had to say. Keontae is good, happy, laughing, cutting up. Praise God. Maybe a sprain there. We'll see when we get an official update. Oh, I'm over here reading grandma tweets and Tyreek is sniping the shit out of Chris. Tyreek takes Modest. Chris goes Kessler, comes back around with Drew. Ricochet and Wiggins on the turn for Jeremy. Jeremy now, 6 wings? 3-6-1 build? Yeah, it is. It is so hand time. Tyreek takes Nas. 4 bigs, Tyreek. Underdog's cutting you off. All right, let's see. Yeah, only sweat moderately after 7, yeah. But even now, though, like, and I'm a sweaty dude. Once we get under 80, I'm almost marked safe from sweating. Jeff said, if one of the 3 people who's not in the chat didn't take Porzingis, it would have been interesting to see where he went. Good point. All right, here we go. Weisberg, background story. So I wasn't in the office when this went down, but the short version is Chappelle is hanging out in the office waiting to speak to his agent, who was in a meeting. Charlie Murphy was waiting to talk to his rep. And Charlie ended up talking to Chappelle and recounted these insane stories the exact way you see them on the show. Chappelle just breaks out laughing. He's like, do you want to tell these publicly because these are insane? Nice. Charlie, R.I.P. Right? There's the modest reaction. Prediction: Zach will take Ricochet or Shohan on the comeback. Yeah, correct. Oh man, we are back, my friends. Yep, got it. Wimby enjoyed it. I don't know if you can hear that. Mo said, did I go too strong at bigs? Couldn't resist Nurkic. Let's look. Nurkic, Gobert, bam. I don't think you went too strong at bigs. This would be a 3 big build for me. I'd be done. Again, unless like I say I'd be done, right? But like if the draft falls to a point where somebody's just an insane value, I'll change my plan and scoop them up. But if I was drafting your team right now, if I took over, my plan would be just to stick with those 3. Slat grabbed Cam Johnson and Klay Thompson. So Slat, you just still working with Jokic. Maybe looking for the 2 big build there. But you're getting late enough where maybe it's going to end up as 3. A.J. Brown said he's good to go. Devin Singletary listed questionable. All right, see if I can sneak in these text responses. Organize these darts. All right, just in time. Clay Thompson is slot. Mo grabs Dante. Kinnick grabs Jakob. He's got Pirtle, Vooch, Mobley. Okay, Maddie grabs Neesmith. Hugo. ¿Por qué Hugo? Blech. Malik Monk, maybe? Yeah, we'll do that instead of grabbing another Chris Paul. Fine with that. I tell you what, I don't like this as much as the previous team. But I'm going to blame all of you guys instead of myself. Let's see what we got here. Charlie, to be honest, was one of the nicest celebrities you ever meet. Fun fact, Charlie and Eddie's manager is their brother. Oh, shit. I did not know that there was a third Murphy. What's his name? Third? Vernon. Younger brother was also born in Brooklyn, named after their father. Interesting. Huh. Today I learned. Or maybe today we learned. All right, coming back up here. Thought that Oubre might fall. Apparently not. I do the Hendricks instead of the Clowney this time. Schroeder and Suggs also in consideration there for sure. See what everybody else did. After I took Malik, Tyreek got Tyus and Koulibaly. Chris did grab Chris Paul for himself, Kelly Oubre as well. And then Russ and Sarr on the turn for Jeremy. Jeremy, you grabbed Sarr in both of these drafts today, huh? We're all collectively feeling better about him after these couple preseason games, right? If I'm a Wizards fan, I'm not exhaling yet, but I'm not clinched as tight on Alex Sarr anymore. He can make a shot. We know that now. Shaden Sharp to Hugo. Buying the dip there. Ben Mathurin to Maddie. Schroeder to Kinnick. Mo closing out our 11-12 turn here. Our 16 pick stretch. Ready to be sniped by Tyreek again. What did he do? Tyus? Yeah. You like Tyus more than CP3, Chris? I don't think it's wrong. I just would prefer, obviously, you've been here for 2 months now, listening to me talk about Chris Paul. Where I love Tari. Thought I wasn't going to get him in this room, but I've been drafting him almost full 2 rounds above ADP at times. Yeah. I mean, my rank is certainly above ADP, if I recall correctly, like 10 spots. But you also, right, we are Tari Hive here, have been since. I mean, I don't know if you remember, Hugo, but like that Tari's rookie season, I want to say it was 2 years ago, right? I was still doing the nightly streams with Eddie and we had the board going. And I killed him on like 3 straight Tari Eason bets to start the year. I think that was the one year I beat Eddie on the board. Just said, too many smart people. Going to be tough to get a team you love in a room like this. Yeah, I'm finding that out the hard way for sure. Oh, Slot takes Mark Williams. I thought it was a non-zero chance he could fall all the way to me, but maybe wouldn't have gotten past Matty or Hugo. Slot's back up here. Starting the 13th round. He's got Jaden McDaniels. Now that's somebody I don't think I have a single share of. His fantasy outlook probably went up a little bit with no Cat, but again, replacing Cat with Julius Randle. And it's not like Julius Randle's a bad player. I just know, like we talked about on Wednesday, I just don't know how he fits there in terms of like stopping the ball. Yeah, he did. He's kind of like last year, Oscar Thompson was our Tari Eason to start the year. We're just like underpriced. Props were too low. Safer floor for you on Taurus, like Tyus, like CP3, but the age and potential tank late hurts him a bit. Sure. I do think, like, on a game-to-game basis, CP3 just projects better for me. I mean, I know we were joking in the offseason, right? Like, he's going to have a million assists to Wemby, but, like, watching him the other night, it ain't a joke anymore. And then I auto-pick Brook Lopez. But we'll take that, right? Fine as a third big. May have been the pick either way. Between him and Bobby. And I'll still take the starter. Draymond there as well. All right. We got to talk about Ben Simmons before we get out of here for the day, right? 3 rounds left. ADP has shot up to the 150s. You saw the updated ranks. He's very close to that now. I mean, if he's ready to play, again, like, the likelihood is he flames out again, right? But where we're taking him is Jeremy grabs him at 157. Like, who exactly in this range has a higher upside than him? If he, again, gets back to... It's more about him just playing the games. Because when he plays, he's productive enough from a fantasy standpoint. I don't care if it looks terrible. As long as he's putting up the stats, that's what we care about, yeah? It's kind of between KPJ and Ron Holland for me here. Give me KPJ. Good playoff schedule. That team could easily be in shambles by the end of the year. So if my Kawhi is not helping me late, maybe KPJ is. Matty grabs Holland 162. Homer. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing, right, like, Matty grabs Ware 151 in this room. Gotta go get your guys when all of us are in the same draft room. All right, here we go. Should have just organized a pizza party. I rented a bouncy house, make this draft more social. Did it. All the Dallas big shares, yeah? Gafford Lively. Zion Jet. Yeah, I don't hate pairing those two guys. Right, because if one goes down, like Kleber will slot in to some backup 5 minutes, but the one remaining out of Lively and Gafford's going to be a value where you got him. Mike says, wouldn't touch Ben. I know the upside, but man. Yeah, I mean, it does not feel good. You can't have all the Dallas big shares unless you draft Dwight Powell. I guess he is still there, right? The problem is everyone knows everyone's guys. Yep. Especially on October 11th. Thoughts on a big lineup of Vooch, Ayton, Capella, and Brook Lopez? Not overly excited, but more than capable of getting you top 2 in a league, I think. I think that's fair to say. Kind of similar to last time, where I was like, they can get the job done, but not going crazy for it. Speaking of how I mentioned Ayton to New Orleans earlier, an Ayton trade makes Klingon a smash. Agreed. Especially, right? I know I'm not breaking any news to you guys, but I've been saying Time Lord can't be. Show me you can stay healthy. Already hurt. All right, so look at this bastard in the 4 spot. So he grabs Pooled and Scoot. Wings, Clowney, Rui. Love the Clowney, of course. So then he went Chet, JV, Edie, Hartenstein. That's a good team, man. See how he closes it out here. Reed Shepard, yeah. Strong roster. Yeah, man. I don't know if you jumped in after we started Weisberg on the second one. I don't remember when you quite jumped in, but looking at the top of his start was just like, what the hell? The Luka, Ja, Chet, Jimmy, Brandon Miller, first 5 rounds. I mean, Ja at 21 and Chet at 28 just kind of makes it there. And it's wild that team comes to life in this draft room. Ben Simmons hasn't been good at basketball in 4 years. Also not motivated. Probably won't play when they tank him out on Simmons. Totally fair. But if he does play, and I'm on the clock over here running my mouth again. We got a connect share last time. I've got Jaquez. We'll just kind of double up on Miami wings here. Play into that strong playoff schedule. Grab Jovic at 177. So Mo got Kispert. Kinnick grabbed Gary Trent. Bub went to Matty. Hugo grabbed TJ McConnell. Tyreek takes Dalton Connect. Tyreek couldn't resist that Caleb Martin. I didn't see that till now. You know, a little bit of that Philly taste. Drummond Klingon to Jeremy. So Jeremy, Claxton, Sarr, Drummond, Klingon. On the surface, that's super thin. But there's a ton of upside in that room, right? Claxton, Sarr, Drummond, Klingon. You started the 3 guards. I don't hate that at all. How are we going to close that out? Jared McCain. Okay, we've gone full Philly here. Like the Jarris. You think Precious is going to play some to start the year, though. We'll take a Precious share here. Playing on that expiring again. Hugo, Matty, Kinnick, Mo, and Slot to close us out. Hugo does take the Jarris after I go Precious. There he is, yep. Painting them nails. I haven't seen much on McCain. He's not backing up Tyrese, right? It's Reggie's there. Do we have Philly on the slate tonight? We do. This is their... No, it's not their debut. They played New Zealand? Yeah, they played the Breakers. And no Embiid tonight, so Drummond season, I guess. They also have, what, a Dembona. Oh, French Draymond is there. Play some Yabusele tonight. Maddie grabs Dyson Daniels. Kinnick, Royce O'Neal. Delano Banton to Mo. And then Slot finishes off Wendell Carter, Mark Williams, and Jokic. I like that, man. Let's take a look after this last pick. We'll do a little review of the board. This is going to be... I take deep breaths before talking about 9 teams. All right. Let's review. That is not the team I just drafted. Get a refresh. Completed. NBA, double dribble. Here we go. And we'll just go from slot on down. So slot was in the 2 slot. 6-7-3 build. Guards Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Darius Garland, Zach LaVine, Klay Thompson, Andrew Nembhard. Wings, McCall Bridges, Kyle Kuzma, John Collins, Oscar Thompson, Cam Johnson, Jaden McDaniels, Brandon Clark. Bigs, Jokic, Mark Williams, Wendell Carter. I like that team. Top 3 guards, extremely strong. Some decent depth on the wings. Like, especially if you're waiting until rounds 4 and 5 for your first 2 wings, Bridges and Kuzma, you could certainly do worse. And you love the bigs, or at least I do. Jokic, Mark Williams in the 140s, Wendell Carter with the penultimate pick of the draft. I think that's well done there. Mo in the 5 spot. Sorry, actual work messages here. 7-6-3. Not that this isn't like official work, but this is Friday streams, man. We're relaxed on a Friday. We're having fun. Mo out of the 5 spot, 7-6-3. SGA, Derek White, CJ McCollum, Colin Sexton, Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Suggs, Marcus Smart. Wings, Jaylen Brown, Franz Wagner, Kuminga, Pat Williams, Corey Kispert, Delano Banton. Bigs, Bam, Gobert, Nurkic. I like this team too. I like that you waited, right? You got your elite guard. You're counting on SGA every single scoring period. Mixed it up with some high upside picks at guard behind him. Strong wing start. JB, Franz, Kuminga. Kinnick, just multitasking here. Also dropping some news in our Discord. Scotty Barnes available tonight. IQ will be out against Washington. I'm a fan of this team, Mo. Kinnick, who we were just talking about, 6-7-3. Harden, IQ, Anthony Simons, Jaden Ivey, Dennis Schroeder, Gary Trent on the wings. Tatum, KD, Keegan Murray, Chase Jackson Davis, DeAndre Hunter, Grant Williams, Royce O'Neal, Mobley, Vooch, Pirtle in the middle. Need that Mobley jump here this year, right? Good value on Vooch, 11 picks past ADP. Hard to say anything bad about your wings there. And you hope that the Harden fall off doesn't happen this year. Very solid. Again, also like considering the strength of the room, Maddie out of the 7 spot, 7-7-2 here. So started Embiid, Şengün. That's right, went double big. So on the wings, Julius Randle, Jabari Smith, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Nesmith, Khalil Ware. Nobody corrected me earlier, so I'm assuming when I say Khalil, that is the correct pronunciation. Try to be accurate here. We deal in accuracies. Ron Holland, the homer selection there to close out his wings. DJ, Fred VanVleet, Austin Reeves, Tyler Hero, Ben Mathurin, Bob Carrington, Dyson Daniels. Very, very strong showing, especially for the 2 bigs at the start out of the 7 spot. Matty, unsurprisingly, does very well for himself. Hugo in here, 6-6-4, at lunch with his boss. Cade Cunningham, Jamal Murray, D'Lo, Bradley Beal, Shaden Sharp, TJ McConnell, Wings, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Chris Middleton, Torrey Eason, Obi Toppin, Jarris Walker. 4 big build, Zion, Jared Allen, and the 2 Dallas bigs, Lively and Gafford. No Dwight Powell in sight. Very, very strong. And like I said, I 6-7-3 here. Don't like this nearly as much as the first draft, but out of the 9 spot, guards of Maxi Bain, R.J. Barrett, Keontae George, Malik Monk, Kevin Porter. Wings, LeBron, Kawhi, Jaime Jaquez, Jeremy Sohan, Taylor Hendricks, Nikola Jovic, and Precious Achua. Bigs, Brown, Triple J, Brooke Lopez. I'm crossing my fingers on health there at the top of my wings and then hoping that at least one of those other 5 makes a jump or benefits from some tanking late on. Tyreek 6-6-4 out of the 10 spot guards, Jalen Brunson, Jalen Green, Devin Vassell, Tyus Jones, Alex Caruso, Jared McCain. Wings, Lauri Markkanen, Denny Avdia, Modest Buzelis, Bilal Coulibaly, Caleb Martin, Dalton Connect, Biggs, Sabonis, Cat, Ayton, Nas. One of the stronger 4 big builds I've seen. You got to hope for that second wing spot, right? That Denny's continues kind of his steady ascension on the wing there. New digs in Portland. You and Chris are hoping on Modest Buzelis. Strong guards, though, right? Especially if Vassell comes back healthy as expected. Brunson, Jalen Green, Devin Vassell. I like it. Especially when you're dealing with, 14 kids running around. Chris out of the 11 spot, 7-6-3. Trae Young, Cam Thomas, Kobe White, Drew Holiday, Chris Paul, Norman Powell, Miles McBride. Strong wings, Paolo, DeMar, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Kelly Oubre, my guy, Jalen Wilson. 3 bigs here, Zubac, Kessler, Portis. Zubac kind of the brand pick there, right? Him and Modest for Chris. Chris, how you feeling about those bigs? It feels a little thin to me. But, I also don't think that that's a depth chart that can't get it done. Chauncey Billups says the starters for tonight's preseason opener will be Scoot, Chris Murray, Tumani Kamara, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, Sharp, Time Lord, Simons, and Tybal. I assume that's going to say are out. One more to go here. Last but not least, Jeremy drafting on the turn 6-6-4. Guards, Ant, Tyrese, Dame, Russ, Buddy Hield, Ben Simmons. Wings, PG, Tobias Harris, MPJ, Jeremy Grant, Reece Shea, Andrew Wiggins. Bigs, Claxton, Sarr, Drummond, Klingon. I do like that team. Again, I think you have a ton of upside, especially late in the season at the big position. Hope that Nick Claxton stays healthy. I like that team. All right, let's catch up on the chat before we shut it down here. Weisberg says, one thought I've been thinking about is how many threes the Lakers are now taking. I think guys like Reeves, Rui, Connect are actually decent values if they keep putting up threes. Yeah, I think Rui is somebody that I really don't have a ton of and should probably take some more shots on. My rank is just lower than the ADP, but again, to mix it up, get a share or 2. Who said, thanks for that. Love having these shares of the Pacers offense. Yeah. Jeff, Cat killed Precious's fantasy value for me. I'm not taking him at all anymore. Interesting. So you think that, Jeff, you think that Jericho Sims will play over Precious? Because it's not just Cat arriving there for me. It's also Mitchell Robinson out until at least January. So I think 16th round Precious. Again, it's not a guy that I have been getting shares of before the last 10 days or so. But that's interesting, that you were maybe taking him prior to that trade, and now you're not. It's interesting. Tyreek, nice. Philly insight. Talk out of camp has been all about him being much more impressive than anticipated. We're talking Jared McCain here. Some buzz about him possibly being the 6th man. Okay. Keep our eye on that. Philly in action tonight. Wendell Carter, also way undervalued, just got an extension. His role as a starting center on a top team in the East looks secure. I agree. But as we saw last year, and I don't think it corrects back to Wendell Carter getting a ton of minutes. There's a significant rotation there with Wendell Carter, Mo, Goga, right? And of course, Paolo can play some small ball 5 as well at times. So I agree, though, 16th round, especially if he's you're looking for that 3rd big and a 2 big build. Wendell Carter makes I'd rather have Wendell Carter than Al Horford. Drafting wings in my position was rough out of the 2. Yeah, I think you did pretty well though. Only 10 left. Save 2 for next Friday, my friend. I'm taking Kawhi in the 4th, but when I have taken Kawhi in the 4th, B.I. or Kuminga has fallen to me to give myself cover for it. Yeah, that's nice. Great late schedule. Got most of my weeks covered. Like my structure a lot. I agree. Jeff, fun fact, my teams are always near the bottom in projections because my most drafted player is Reed Shepherd, and he's projected for 0. Yeah, the projections, I've never looked at those on Underdog. If my top 3 wings show up, I think this team is looking really solid. Yeah, let me just pull it back up one more time. The wings. Yeah, JB, yep, 100%. Only issue with window is injury concerns. Yeah, that too. Bigs have flex potential. Agreed. All right, everybody. I think that'll do it for us here today. Just under 2 hours on this Friday. Appreciate you all tuning in. Whether you caught it live or on the replay. Some quick programming notes, I guess, before I get out of here. FTN Fast Break Podcast, of course, myself, Mike Randall. Still Mondays here in the offseason, but 2 weeks from now, Mondays and Thursdays, so we'll be getting those to you twice a week. Always trying to keep it as close to 30 minutes as possible, just a rundown of the recent news. This coming Monday, we'll have our divisional previews. Next Monday after next, rather, so like the day before the season, we're going to, of course, be breaking down DFS slate, picking some props, some futures, all that type of stuff. And then once we get into the season, again, we'll be talking some season-long stuff, DFS trends, and, of course, everything that's happening going on around the league. We also talk all hoops, too. So if there's crazy stuff in the Euro League, you will hear me talk about that on Fast Break. Mike, of course, one of the best college basketball minds in the industry. So you'll hear us talk some college hoops, too. WNBA Finals just tipped off last night. Insane comeback by the Lynx. That game was fun to watch. So Fast Break next Monday. That's the next episode. You can also find those in video format here on the FTN YouTube channel. Or wherever you get your podcasts, FTN Fast Break. Speaking of the YouTube channel, while you're here, subscribe to the channel. Last I looked, we were on the precipice of 13,000 subscribers. So sub to the channel. Also, click the like button on this video. It helps us grow the stream here every Friday. And we're going to have, of course, like once we get into the season, then we're moving the live stream content to, daily prop picks and DFS advice and things of that nature. So help us grow the channel. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. Rankings, again, updated at least once a week here. Always free, top 200 for Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't signed up yet at Underdog, you can do so with the promo code FTN. That'll get you a 100% deposit match bonus up to $1,000 right now. And with the promo code FTN at sign up, they'll give you a special discounted pick in addition to the deposit match bonus. So you can play those pick'em games, build that bankroll, use some of that deposit bonus. A lot of fun stuff going on over there at Underdog. So again, promo code at sign up is FTN. And for our FTN subscribers, again, in that Discord, we're back at it tonight after the second place finish in the DraftKings preseason contest. We'll talk WNBA in the WNBA channel as well when people are playing that. I think game 2 is Sunday. FTN Fantasy subscribers, again, you can check out my Best Ball Diary series, talking strategy, roster builds, playoff schedules, things of that nature. Those FTN subscribers only. Last article in that series for the preseason will come out this coming Wednesday. So there's all the shilling. We've got that out of the way. Shut down the streams here. Mo, you as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Slot, appreciate you stopping by. Anybody else who was here for the first time. Hope to see you guys around these parts again. Hoping I can schedule another Wednesday stream for one draft next week, but we will for sure be back here doing another 2 drafts. Maybe we can squeeze in a third next Friday. Same time, same place. Next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Chris, good to see you. Except Tyreek, I hope you step on a Lego. And Weisberg, last thing. 5 p.m. Eastern today over on Mike Zakarian's Elite Fantasy Hoops channel. Zakarian, Weisberg, myself, doing at least one draft over there on that channel. So you can find that link. I've retweeted that over on my Twitter. That's at Kawaisenberg DFS. So you can catch another hour of live stream content over on Mike's channel later today. So appreciate you all tuning in. We'll see you either back here next week or later today if you're in these best ball streets as heavy as we are. Appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Goodbye.